Hey, I'm Greg Wolf for Unsportsmanlike Conduct with shocking news out of the NFL on Friday. The Browns released Johnny Manziel. The shocking part, though, the organization waited 2 days to do so, thinking some team actually might give them something in return. No one did.
I felt like it was a fail on my part for the position, and it is tough.
We wish Johnny the best. We all want to see him straighten out his life and get well off the field. That goes without saying. And love him or hate him as a player, Johnny football was fun. But with Manziel gone, it's time to revisit the 2014 draft and the incredible story of how Johnny football became a Cleveland Brown. I would have loved to have been in the Browns war room that night. What the were they thinking? Cleveland actually moved up in the draft to get Manziel, and they shipped off a valuable third-round pick to do it. They moved from 26 to 22 to get Johnny. Just as a reminder, at quarterback alone, the Browns could have had Teddy Bridgewater, who went 32 to Minnesota, or Derek Carr, who went 36 to Oakland. Both have become pretty good quarterbacks. Instead, they're back to square one. In need of a quarterback, the franchise set back at least 2 to 3 years. This from a franchise that hasn't had a winning record since 2007. So with the Manziel experiment officially over in Cleveland, we decided to take a look at the 3 biggest signs that things weren't going to work out before he ever took the field. Number 3, this play against Alabama. To me, this sums up everything that Johnny football is in one play. It's both brilliant and unbelievably awful at the same time. Tremendous improvisation and unconscionably bad decision making. No one of sound mind would make a play like this. Flustered, flipped sideways, running for his life, running 20 yards backwards, heaving the most ill-advised pass of all time into traffic. But hey, it worked. It's both the beauty and the curse of Johnny football. If Manziel had repeated for the Heisman, this play would have been both his Heisman moment of his final season and all the evidence I need to see he has no business playing quarterback in the NFL. It was straight out of the Uncle Rico playbook of quarterbacking.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
That brings us to number 2, Johnny with his game face on for minicamp. Now this right here was grounds for Cleveland to cut the cord before minicamp even started, before Manziel ever reported to camp. Because just like this guy wasn't ready to take over his father's company, Johnny wasn't ready to become your franchise quarterback. But we have to give Cleveland some credit for doing their due diligence and watching Billy Madison all the way through, where apparently owner Jimmy Haslam and GM Ray Farmer saw Adam Sandler turn his life around and get the girl. So they do deserve a pass on that one. On to number 1, Johnny at the draft. Now, we're not sure if he was drunk texting or not. That could have been apple juice, and that could have been soda water. Either way, this text will live on in infamy for the Browns forever. How exactly did Manziel wind up a Brown? What was the extra nugget of homework the Browns front office did that nobody else saw that showed them, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this was their guy? Well, it was a text from Johnny to quarterback coach Dowell Loggins saying, quote, "Hurry up and draft me because I want to be there. I want to wreck this league together." That's what he texted. What he may have meant to say was, "Hurry up, I'm a wreck. I wish you guys would get me a draft." Either way, it doesn't matter. Whatever was going on in that Browns war room, that text sent them over the top and they said, screw it. And they were sold. Why? Because as Loggins said, quote, "This guy wants to be here. He wants to be part of it." That fact that someone wanted to play for the Browns was apparently shocking to the entire Browns staff. Had these guys ever done this before? Did they realize they are an NFL franchise, right? Even if they are the Browns, it's still NFL football. So, blown away that someone would actually want to play for the Browns in Cleveland, Loggins forwarded the text to owner Jimmy Haslam, who apparently was just as shocked. He said, and I'm not making any of this up, quote, "Pull the trigger, we're trading up to get this guy." So Dowell Loggins, former Browns quarterback coach, is who's to blame, Cleveland fans. Now, you would think this guy no longer has a job in the NFL after that story, right? But no, he not only still has a job and is in the league, he just got promoted to offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. Now, look, he might be a great coach, but Chicago might want to keep Loggins out of the Bears war room on draft day.